As our last introductory video, I would like to briefly go through some things that you need to know in the syllabus. So what I'll do is go to the course information page and then click on syllabus. And then I'm going to go ahead and minimize my menu to make this a little bigger for you so you can see it better. Alright, now the syllabus is one of the things that I need you to print out, and I need you to keep a copy handy for you. Up at the top we've got my name, got the office number. If you need to come find me, you can find me in that office. My phone number and my email. The best way to get a hold of me is to email. I have email on my phone, and so if I'm at a place where I can stop easily to answer your question, that would be the best way to get a hold of me. Got my office hours. If none of these works, you can call and make an appointment. Alright, first and foremost, homework, quizzes, and grades are going to be accessed through my math lab and not the Kilgore Blackboard site. You will access the course through the Kilgore Blackboard site the first time to get my materials and to get the information on how to register for my math lab. But after that first time, there's no need for you to go back to Blackboard. Everything we do, we can do within my math lab, and you'll have your grades and, like I said, your homework, quizzes, etc. right there. You have information on how to register for my math lab. Also down below, one very important thing is that there are several tests that must be taken at the testing center, either at the Longview or Kilgore campus. I've listed out which tests they are, and there are no exceptions to that. You must schedule your tests 24 hours in advance. There are certain days that you can take your tests on. There are certain days that you cannot take your tests on. So you need to be educated about that and make sure that you realize what the rules and regulations are as far as testing is concerned. You can look for the actual campus test. The schedule for that you can find here in my math lab. If you go click on schedule and then I believe scroll down in this document, then you have on here the tests that you have to take in the testing center are listed, and then it also gives you the available dates that you can take those. Make sure that you do realize, however, that our Kilgore College Testing Center is not open on Fridays. Okay, let me go back to the syllabus. Alright, I've listed out some expectations. You guys are all in this class for a reason, and I expect y'all to be highly professional. I treat the class as it was a job, and so you want to be respectful, you want to be professional, and give a good impression. A lot of my students come back to me and ask me for letters of recommendation. I want to be able to say that this person's been professional and that they've done everything that I've asked. Okay, you need to make sure you show commitment. This is a course where you have to do a lot of work outside of class, and I'm not going to be there kind of standing over you to make sure it gets done. You must dedicate a whole lot of time to this course and a whole lot of effort, just as much, if not more, than you would to a regular class. Alright, I've provided you with lecture notes, videos, online homework, quizzes, enough for you to prepare and learn the material. You've got to make sure that you take these tools and put them to good use. Anytime you have questions, make sure you let me know some way, somehow. There's several different ways that you can do that. There is free tutoring. If you find out that you need more help than I can give you, or more help than the videos and all the online resources can give you, you can make appointments to see a tutor specifically for Math 13-14 in one of those two places. Okay, if you have some kind of situation, I've had students who've been involved in car accidents and they're out of commission for several weeks, if not months. And so if something like that happens to you, then you need to let me know immediately if you can, or have a family member let me know. And then that way, if there's anything I can do, then I can accommodate you. If you let me know 3 weeks after the accident, there's a huge likelihood that I've already dropped you from the class, and if that's the case, there's nothing we can do. But if you let me know at the time, then maybe I'm able to make some kind of accommodation to help you get through the course, you know, in whatever situation you're in. All right, resources needed. You're going to need a My Math Lab access code. You're going to get that in the bookstore. You need to have a computer and a good internet connection. I would say that dial-up is not going to work. You need something that's really speedy, really fast, so that you can load the videos and things that you need to complete your course. There are some plugins that you need to do. We've run a browser check in one of the earlier videos. You can do that, make sure that everything's taken care of. Make sure that you've disabled your pop-up blocker, because a lot of the homework and the quizzes, you need to disable that pop-up blocker for that homework to come up. Okay? Make sure you check the My Math Lab's announcements page. This is something that you need to do every time that you log in. All right, there's a lecture notes package that's required. You can get that in the bookstore. It's a bound copy. It's got all the information as far as notes is concerned, and then all you need to do is fill in the actual example notes from the videos that I've provided you. Calculator is required. You need a TI-83 or TI-84 graphing calculator. You cannot use calculators on your phone or tablets on tests or quizzes. You cannot use calculators with computer algebra systems such as the TI-89 or TI-92s. The Inspire is not one that I permit as well. Okay, the text is optional. I actually don't have copies of it in the bookstore available. If you want to order it online, you can, but there's an online edition actually in our My Math Lab course, so you don't need to buy that. Cam Scanner. This is a app for your smartphone or for your note pad that you can use that will help you scan documents to send to me. If you have any kind of questions about Cam Scanner, then let me know. I'm familiar with it. I use it every day for my classes. It might be a little bit different on your phone than it is on my phone, but I can at least point you in the right direction, or you can come by and see me if you're having specific problems or questions. There's a batch mode, which means that if you have more than one page that you need to scan and email to me, then if you put it in batch mode, then it will allow you to do that. But Cam Scanner is a app that I'd really like you to download and try to use. It helps me to be able to see your questions and your work, and then I can better help you understand your questions. These are materials that you need to make sure that you've printed out. The syllabus, the course schedule, the My Math Lab registration instructions, coming to terms with your calculator. You can find that coming to terms with your calculator under, go back to the main menu, go to the Help Me page. There's calculator help, and then coming to terms with your calculator is found there. Okay. And then finally, you need your lecture notes package that you purchased at the bookstore. Okay, layout of the course, I'm going to kind of skip over some of this. It's chapters 1 through 5. The actual way that the material works is you're going to read through your lecture notes. You're going to have videos that will help you fill in the actual examples. After you do your notes, you're going to do a homework section. You're unable to access the homework section until you've done your notes. Okay, when you finish a whole chapter, you do a Putting It Together chapter quiz that preps you for the major quiz that you have over that chapter. Due dates. There are going to be assigned due dates on My Math Lab. One of the things I'm going to warn you about is do not wait until the last minute to do these assignments. I will not accept late work for any reason. You've had a couple of weeks to work on assignments, to do quizzes, and to do videos, and you would have no excuse for getting these done too late. Now, physically, if you're working on an assignment close to the due date, let's say it's due at 11:59 in the evening, and you're sitting there working on it at 11:58, at 11:59 it will cut you off whether you're done or not. So you need to make sure that you don't work on those close to the assignment due date. All right, we've already kind of talked about the on-campus tests. One of the things I'm going to tell you is that students traditionally don't do as well on the on-campus tests as they do maybe on the online, and several reasons for that. The online, you've got your notes to look at, you've got your calculator there, you've got different tools, different resources that you can rely on. On the tests that you take on campus, these are more like tests that you would take in class. You need to prepare for them knowing that you're going to have no notes. There are going to be portions of the test that you are not going to have a calculator on, And this means that you're going to have to prepare fully for these tests and be very diligent about that preparation. So you need to make sure that you're ready for these on-campus tests. They're written out. You have to write down your work. You have to write down your steps. So you got to make sure you prepare. As far as the grades, you will have online homework grades. You're going to have quiz grades. You're going to have the 2 major on-campus test grades as well as an on-campus final exam. Your homework assignments count 25%. Anything that you send to me physically must be in PDF form. You have to show me all your work. There are a couple of score bonuses, and you're going to want to make sure that you read through that and understand these score bonuses. There's an introduction on the My Math Lab discussion board. It's worth 4 points on the first on-campus test. Completing the putting it together for chapters with an 80% or better, that's worth 4 points on that particular major chapter quiz. And then completing the online final reviews, there's 2 of them with an 80% or better, that's worth 4 extra points on the final exam. These are major point bonuses, and so you want to make sure that you do those things. Okay. The online quizzes, it's a weight of 25% total. The 2 on-campus tests is 30% total, and then that final on-campus exam is worth 20% total. Okay, policies. Obviously you don't come to class, but you will come to class by logging in online. An instructor may drop a student after 6 hours of absences from class. In a web class, this equates to not signing onto My Math Lab for a period of 2 weeks. So what I'll do is I will check periodically each week, and I'll make sure that you've signed on, that you've done videos, that you've done homework. And if you're not, I will email you and I'll say you have not showed me enough activity online. And if you get close to that 2-week absence, then I will send you email saying that you will be dropped. Okay, now, while instructors may drop students for excessive absences, it's ultimately your goal. So in other words, you know, even though I may be watching you and I may be making sure that you're doing what you need to do and sending you emails, it's ultimately your job to drop a class, even though I have the ability to do it. Okay, we've got the drop date as November 13th. And then finally, cheating. Make sure, especially because you're taking exams online in your own home, you know, whatever, you need to make sure that you're honest and that you are you know, not doing anything that you shouldn't do as far as getting help from another individual or getting help from anything other than our lecture notes, etc. When you take the on-campus exams, absolutely no cheating will be tolerated there, and you will be given a 0 so quick if you cheat on those on-campus exams. It's not even funny. So make sure that you do not cheat in any way or form. Okay, the last part of this is just a departmental syllabus. I'll let you read through that on your own. Let me know if you have any questions.